The causes. The causes of the Great War were many, beginning with territorial conflicts, causing a multiple complex web of alliances that caused political conflicts. And the direct cause was the assassination of Franz Ferdinand from Austria by Serbia, nationalists causing war between these two countries. Then the alliances came to the defense. The characteristics: trench warfare, poison gas attacks, machine gun nests, airplanes in war, first use of tanks. Versailles. The German army was reduced to 100,000 men, and conscription was disallowed. No tanks, no air force, and little navy. Place the blame for all losses received by the alliances in the First World War on Germany. Gave Germany a debt to France of 52 million for war losses. The consequences of the Treaty of Versailles. The Treaty of Versailles radically altered the geography of Europe and blamed Germany for the First World War. It triggered a number of political reactions. Firstly, the government of the day resigned, having refused to sign it. The incoming government had no choice but to sign the treaty, but was accused by some. In Western Europe, the treaty signaled the beginning of a period of isolation for Germany. She became an outcast in international politics and was feared and distrusted by the Allies. This had a significant impact on the role that Germany would and potentially could play in European and world affairs in the early post-war climate. The main characteristics of the Great Depression are that this has been the longest and worst depression in history. It happened just at the end of the Great War and finished at the end of the World War II. It began in USA, but it also expanded to Europe. What caused the Great Depression, the worst economic depression in U.S. history? It was not just one factor, but instead a combination of domestic and worldwide conditions that led to the Great Depression. Caused by a stock market and deficiency, and with the purpose of ending the Great Depression, USA helped Germany with money, trying to stimulate their economy. The main causes are the stock market crash of 1921, bank failures, reduction in purchasing across the board, American economic policy with Europe, drought conditions. The causes of the rise of totalitarian regimes. Crisis made people believe in totalitarian leaders as saviors. Propaganda made people think that this was the greatest way to govern a country.
Totalitarianism is a form of government that theoretically permits no individual freedom and that seeks to subordinate all aspects of the individual's life to the authority of the government.
Adolf Hitler was born in Austria on April 1889. He left the school with the ambition to become an artist. After that, he became a soldier of World War I. He was leader of the Nazi Party and became a powerful dictator. Hitler started World War II by invading Poland and then invading many other European countries. He is also known for exterminating the Jewish people in the Holocaust.
About the Reichsdawn. The economic system that was used in Germany during Hitler's Reichsdawn was a communist one, which is a system of government in which the state plans and controls the economy, and a single, often authoritarian party holds power. Hitler claimed to make progress in which all goods were equally shared by the people. To maintain this type of government without people having conflict, he brainwashed through propaganda and education influence. Hitler's ideology was that German was the master race. For years before Adolf Hitler became Chancellor of Germany, he was obsessed with ideas about the Reds. In his speeches and writings, Hitler spread his beliefs in racial purity and in the superiority of the Germanic race. When Hitler and the Nazis came to power, these beliefs became the government ideology, and word spread in publicity, displayed posters on the radio, news, TV, and mainly in education. They believed that by limiting the reproduction of other races they considered inferior, they could create this pure race. Hitler and other Nazi leaders viewed the Jews not as a religious group, but as a poisonous race, which lived off the other races and weakened them. With this ideology in hand, Hitler began the killing of Jews and Romanians in the concentration camps. Of all totalitarian regimes, Hitler is the one that violated the most human rights, but we will present some of the most important. Article 3. Everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of a person. This right was dismissed by Hitler when he started locking Jews in concentration camps. He absolutely violated this right because he denied the liberty, and when he killed them, also the right of life. Article 5. No one shall be subject to torture or to cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punished. Jews inside concentration camps were tortured or punished with life-threatening hard works and degrading treatment that often ended up with death. Article 20. Everyone has the right for freedom or peacefully assembly and association. No one shall be compelled to belong into an association. Many German people were forced to believe and belong to Nazis' ideologies, and in case they will oppose, the best case scenario was that the consequences they were sent to war front row for a 70% chance of death.